Folks, we've got lots to break down today on the show, and I can't wait until we get into it. In about 20 minutes, we're going to talk to State Representative Justin Pearson, represents Memphis, because Donald Trump plans on sending in the National Guard to Memphis to talk about the issue of crime. Lots of stuff that I want to get into on today's show. And then, of course, y'all know we are going to get into all of this nonsense that we saw today. How white MAGA is losing it. How all of a sudden, in 48 hours, we went from destroy, kill, take out the left, these destructive animals. I mean, they had all sorts of stuff to say, to now all of a sudden, let's pray. Let's pray. Let's call upon God to speak to our minds and hearts and pray for this troubled soul who allegedly shot and killed their beloved Charlie Kirk. I mean, it is a 180-degree turn. Because, see, it's amazing what happens when one of your own is busted. When one of your own, you come to find out, is responsible. I mean, we had nothing. Nothing. But all kinds of stuff. So, y'all, I got to get into a whole lot of this. And so, y'all know, we got lots to unpack. We got lots to unpack. It's going. I'm telling y'all, just want to buckle up. Y'all want to buckle up. So let me get to some other news first before I get to that. And I know y'all want me to get to that, but trust me, we gotta let folk get here. This thing gotta marinate, because I'm telling y'all, we're gonna deal with this in the last part of the show. We're gonna deal with that. Let's talk about voting first. I have repeatedly said that the thug-in-chief, Donald Trump, is a cheater. He's a cheater. He's a liar. You can ask all of his wives and his ex-wives. He cheats at everything. Now what they're trying to do, they're trying to build this massive database of voter information that's across the country. Okay? Now remember, Steve Bannon has been out here saying, well, we've got lawyers saying that Trump could run for a third term. Even though the Constitution is very clear about only being able to serve 2 terms. Okay? According to the New York Times, the Department of Justice is gathering the most extensive collection of national voter roll data ever, compiled in an attempt to substantiate their long-held, unverified, flat-out lies about undocumented immigrants voting illegally. The Times said the initiative involves collaboration between the civil rights and the criminal divisions of the Justice Department. They're seeking data about individuals, names, and addresses, which experts say could potentially violate the law. Now, let's be clear. These people are liars. They make up stuff. So I don't have any trust in anything that emanates from anything associated with Donald Trump. Whether it's DOJ, whether it's the Federal Trade Commission, the SEC, it doesn't matter. These people love to lie. They love to push falsehoods and want us to fall for the okie doke. This is also why I keep telling black people we can't be sitting out elections. We can't be doing these things. In Missouri today, what did they do? They passed Trump's racist gerrymandered map, destroying the congressional district of Congressman Emanuel Cleaver there in Kansas City, former mayor of Kansas City, preacher, my alpha brother. Right now in Missouri, it's 7-2. 7 Republicans, 2 Democrats. 2 Democrats are Emmanuel Cleaver in Kansas City, Wesley Bell in St. Louis. So they don't want 7-2, they want 8-1. So that's what's going on. That's also what's happening. So I need our people to understand that they are targeting not just undocumented immigrants. They are targeting black people. And we better understand this is the most vicious, racist assault on voting rights since Jim Crow. This is absolutely Jim Crow 2.0. My panel today, Candace Kelley, legal analyst, host, Not All Hood, out of South Orange, New Jersey. Appreciate you being here. Matt Manning, civil rights attorney out of Corpus Christi, Texas. Michael Imhotep, host, African History Network show out of Detroit. Candace, I'll start with you. I'm clear. I don't trust anything these people do. Nothing, nada. They are liars. They are cheaters. And if they all of a sudden come back, we found massive voter fraud, I believe that it will be completely made up.
Listen, this is already set under the Constitution who actually should manage the voting and manage who is, how to register, things of that nature. It's in Article 1. Little by little, what we are seeing is we're seeing the administration try to reverse the Constitution, as you say, all the way back to Jim Crow. That's what this is going to be. It's going to be an organization of voters that they seem to deem fit, that they seem to say needs to be on this voter registration list or not. As you said, it's only going to work out in their favor, or else they wouldn't be doing it. They would not put out all of the money and effort and time to do something that doesn't benefit them. So whatever they're cooking up to make it something good that tastes good just to them. And that is what's going on right now. I mean, there is no national voter registration, and that is for a reason. It belongs to the states. And as you mentioned already, we see what's happening with gerrymandering already, and what the federal government is doing there. We know it's just going to bleed over into this composite of those who can vote. It will not work out well for anybody who has an accent, anybody who is a person of color, or anybody who might be below the poverty line. It will not work out.
I mean, look, Matt, they've lost everywhere, every court. And these fools, these liars insist on voter fraud. Republicans have been yelling and screaming this. Voter fraud is it's just, as a matter of fact, when you look at the cases of actual voter fraud, it's done by Republicans.
Yeah, what I thought initially when I read this story was data is the new oil. I think Candace kind of alluded to it. I don't even know what's on the back end of this, but I know it's one, nefarious, and two, I think it's going to be something that's going to end up really affecting the core question of the validity of elections, or at least they're going to try to make it that. And what they're likely going to do is find a very small number of instances, if any at all, of voter fraud, and they're going to try to magnify it and show that there's some widespread voter fraud. Because as we know, every one of those cases that got filed related to that was lost, right? I mean, people lost law licenses behind moving those false cases. So I think it's a question of how are they going to ultimately use this data. I know part of it is a citizenship attack. They're checking people's citizenship status, and we know that there's going to be an immigration nexus. But beyond that, I think Candace is right. There's something that they're cooking up, and I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but surely it's going to be to try to undermine both local and federal elections, and to just make Americans at large think you can't trust any elections, despite the fact that most states are able to have stable and credible elections, in any cycle. So that's what I think is coming down the pike, but I don't know exactly what that looks like just yet.
Michael, with these people might as well go ahead and get ready. Donald Trump is going to send ICE, U.S. Marshals, every federal law enforcement to polling places to intimidate people. They're going to make up stuff with these voter rolls. There's nothing. I do not trust these people at all.
Right. And we shouldn't trust them. And in addition to ICE and the National Guard you could have the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers show up as well, because we know he gave pardons to 1,500 insurrectionists that tried to overthrow the government in 2021, January 6th. So, yeah, this is more this is more of the authoritarian play that's taking place, and that's playing out. And what we have to realize is this is white fear. This is them fearing the African American vote. This is them fearing the vote of Latinos, etc. And this is a desperate play for them to maintain power. And as you've talked about your book, White Fear, they fear 2043, when it's projected that white people will become the minority population in this country. So, yeah, we have to get ready. We have to study Project 2025 and develop strategies to fight against this.
Our people to understand what's going on here. I need them to understand that they are going to be attacking black people. Look, this national voter registration database, that's one thing. They are scared to death. Candace, they can't lose the House. They are so desperate. No. Again, they're gerrymandering seats. They're doing everything. They know the economy is tanking. It is tanking. Their own people are upset with them. They will do whatever. They will do whatever they can to cheat. And that's what their goal is. And people need to not go, well, I'm not quite sure, Roland. I think you're just hyping this thing up. No, I'm not.
Well, let's take a look. The midterms are coming up. What's that? 33 seats that are at stake. You're correct. They have something in mind because they need something to build on to say, listen, what we're doing is right. But this voter registration thing that's going on and that what we've been experiencing for all of our lives, it's wrong. And that is what they are setting up for. The other thing that they are doing by setting up this national voter registration list, again, under their umbrella, so we know how that's going to turn out, is that nobody's mentioning any more of Jeffrey Epstein, really, are they? I mean, it's really gone away. So you have to look at all of these things as distractors that they are. This is what they want us and all of the media to be talking about. And yes, it's happening and we need to be talking about. But there are other issues that are even bigger that we're not talking about. And that is also part of the strategy. They're going to use this in campaigning, and they're going to use this to deflect other things that we're going to find out about a year from now.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Matt, we have to be extremely protective. These people, they are going to cheat. They're going to try to do everything. And remember what Donald Trump said in 2016? Black people, thank you for not voting. The only way to send these people a message is if we have, y'all want to do boots on the ground? Do boots on the ground to the ballot box. That's what you do, Matt.
It's precisely, especially because you can't trust the Supreme Court's going to get it right if it gets up there to them. It's purely a numbers game. So it's got to be boots on the ground to the ballot. And it can't be people who are saying, I don't love, one of the candidates, or I feel like they're not talking to me 100%. People have to not only be informed, but they have to say, ultimately, no politician is going to be perfect. But if I sit this out, we're going to have another Trump or another person trying to take his place, and we cannot abide that. I mean, we're in this position because people didn't vote the way they needed to. And it really baffles me that we as a country, or the people in this country who voted for Donald Trump twice to be our president. That should not happen in a rational world. And the way you stop that is people going to actually cast their vote. So people cannot be riding the couch in the midterms and in subsequent elections.
Michael.
Yeah, when I mentioned Project 2025, it's important for people to understand that 47% of Project 2025 policies have been implemented in approximately the first 8 months of Donald Trump's presidency, and that's tracked by Project 2025 tracker. Secondly, I think we have to change the language. It's not they are going to cheat, is they are cheating. What we just saw in Missouri today, okay, with the new maps, that is cheating. what we saw in Texas, what Republicans in Texas gerrymandering the maps mid-census, not waiting on the census to redraw district maps, that is cheating. So it's not that they are going to cheat, is that they are cheating, and they're going to do it even more so. The question is, how do African Americans organize to fight against this? Okay, because they this is an all-out assault. You've talked about defunding Black America, Roland. This is the worst assault on African Americans since going back to the modern day civil rights movement.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase, and I'm here with a very important message. We are at a turning point in the Black community where we must have equity in the apps we use that scale to billions of dollars. But this time, we own the infrastructure, we own the culture, and we shape the future. And Fanbase is the future. Fanbase combines the free functionality of Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube into an all-in-one platform built for the evolution of social media and monetization. With over 1.4 million users, that's real proof that we are shifting the conversation of tech ownership and equity for creators. So right now, I want you to go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. The minimum to invest is $399. That gets you 60 shares of stock in Fanbase at $665 a share. This marks a turning point in Black ownership of social media. If we don't take this opportunity to own social media right now, we will always be customers to our own creations. And that can't go on. So once again, go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. We must own the platforms where our voices live, our stories matter, and where our culture drives the world. Thank you.